Honey, I'm home! Isn't life great? The sun is shining, the skirts are high, and what's more, courtesy of Amazon Prime, we've got Preacher back on our screens over in the UK.
Grandma! Grandma!
Welcome home, Jesse.
Please, bring her back. I'll do anything.
Anything.
Don't sing if you want to live long. They have no use for you.
I made no secret that I kind of love comic books. So specifically, it's 2000 AD, a kind of cult British slab of ultra-violence that's seen many creators come and go, a lot of which go on and try and find success in the States with, you know, DC and Marvel and Dark Horse and the like. And some, like Garth Ennis, once the lead writer for Judge Dredd, went on to even bigger and better things. Specifically, I'm talking about Preacher. Having teamed up with artist Steve Dillon, Garth became as close to a household name as is possible in the murky world of the comics during the mid to late 90s. Preacher told the story of Jesse Custer, a small town preacher who ends up being possessed by the entity known as Genesis. This being grants Jesse the power of the Word, essentially making him command people to do his will, for good or for ill. Teaming up with his ex-girlfriend Tulip O'Hare as a shady, mysterious alcoholic known as Cassidy, the trio set off across America to try and discover the physical being known as God, who has mysteriously abandoned his kingdom ever since Genesis was born. On the way, they meet a whole host of weird and wonderful characters, and some less wonderful and more disturbed characters who were both supernatural and just plain old natural. Pumped full of satire and dark humour, Preacher won the hearts of many. Although, to be honest, I never really got on with the characters too much, and justifiable as it is that Steve Dillon got so much praise for his artwork, it was quite tricky trying to work out who was who. Fast forward to 2013, and AMC announced that they would be shooting a pilot episode for a new Preacher television series. Developed by Seth Rogan, Evan Goldberg and Sam Catlin, the show was picked up in 2014, with Ennis and Dillon, who were quite renowned for having tight control over their comic book in earlier attempts to adapt the work, relegated to co-executive producers. Rogan, Goldberg and Catlin did something amazing. They made Preacher worth watching. Preserving the comic's dark humour and action-adventure genre, the series stars Dominic Cooper as Jesse Custer, the sort of hard-drinking preacher with a criminal background who ends up with the power of Genesis. And then you've got Ruth Negga as Tulip O'Hare, Jesse's hard-drinking, boisterous and quite aggressive girlfriend. Then you've got the outstanding Joseph Gilgan, who plays Cassidy, the drugged-up alcoholic with a heart of gold, almost a heart of gold.
All right. Come up out the way, you lightning-struck little bog trapper.
Interestingly, all non-American actors. You've got Dominic Cooper and Joseph Gilgan, English actors, and then of course Ruth, who's Irish, and you wouldn't know at all. As the third season opens, it's safe to say that our troublesome trio have been through the wars. Having fled New Orleans after Tulip is fatally injured by a Grail agent. Come on. I should say that if you haven't watched the first two seasons of Preacher and want to, you should probably stop this video and piss off now, because otherwise this isn't going to make a whole lot of sense. More to the point, why haven't you watched Preacher? It's weird in all the best ways and pumped to the brim with ideas. It's a perfect mix of humour, sexual and otherwise, drama and intrigue, and some genuinely impressive performances from all the cast. It's also gloriously dark, and at times it'll make your face ache like you're a Sarah de Bunda volunteer, just from grinning so much. You would be a fool to miss it. Anyway, yes, Tulip is in trouble. Having stopped Cassidy from saving her his own special way, Jesse decides to take Tulip's body back to one person he knows probably can help, Madame L'Angel, a voodoo witch who just so happens to be Jesse's grandmother and sort of child abuser.
Grandma.
Is that your grandma? Holy shit, she's on attractive, isn't she?
I need your help.
A comically sinister character, she inspires equal terror and revulsion in everyone who spends any time with her. Except that is for Jodie and TC, a pair of hillbilly types who wouldn't look out of place directing tourists who may have taken a wrong turn somewhere. After pleading with his grandma, Jesse swears to do anything to save Tulip's life and ends up sealing the deal with blood. Happy with the deal, Grandma sends Jesse along to pick up some transpoil from a local gang with the help of Jodie, which naturally takes a lot of subtle diplomacy and clever wordplay to try and get them round.
The hell you want, Jody?
I come in peace. I just want to ask Madame for something to lend us.
Get lost. She ain't gonna do you any favors.
What if I asked?
As Jesse returns with the transpoil to save Tulip, some old animosities rise. Whatever else happens, Jesse's stay in Angelville isn't going to be easy. Also, Grandma seems to be digging her claws into Cassidy, which, who knows where that's going to end up. I did tell you he was a vampire, right? On the whole, the return to the world of Preacher this time wasn't quite as thrilling as normal. I don't want to draw too many comparisons, but up against the season premiere of season 2, Angelville falls flat. That said, rather than opening on a new and exciting chapter of the story, season 3 so far feels like a continuation of the last, which kind of makes it feel like we're entering a dark chapter in the tale. Now, having seen the trailer and read the comic, I know that there's some fun coming our way. So, it started weak, but I'm sticking with it, and you really should too. I'm particularly excited to get back into the worlds of heaven and hell. In Preacher's universe, there's an odd mechanical feeling, like it's all one big machine. And I really, really like that. It's really quite unique. Actually, the highlight of Angelville, the name of the first episode for me, was while Tulip was dead in the real world, her spirit was trapped in purgatory, which in this show, apparently, turns out to be reliving childhood memories on a sitcom stage, seemingly in front of a live studio audience.
Hey, little girl, remember me? Well, what you gawping at? Come on over here, give your mean old daddy a hug.
Here, Tulip tries desperately to piece together the images and clues that she's confronted with, while also trying to interpret the messages coming from the real world, from Jesse and Cassidy.
This is your last warning.
When you're walking and the streets are full of strangers, all in news are all.
Give me a minute, okay? I need to think. Come on, Tulip. Think! Think, Tulip!
You need to go.
I love that concept. The idea of living out your existence in some sort of sitcom for all eternity. That's awesome and utterly terrifying. Can you imagine what that'd be like? Just like hearing laughter and applause for everything you say, and yeah, like acting out all your thoughts and feelings into the cold, unloving lens of a camera in like a small space with just like 3 walls, and it's like no idea who's watching you from the 4th wall. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine what that'd be like?
Time with the preacher in the year of '01. Now the preaching is over and the lesson's begun.